Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Tuesday, 13th of December. So this is a weekly chart for, well, we actually don't want that one. We want this one here. We don't want the tether. So what I want to point out here, just on the weekly chart here, just the basics. What we're looking at here is, I'm just going to remove that for a moment. What we're looking at here in this move up here, we're seeing the price move up and we're seeing the volume on each bar. Well, today's only Tuesday, but we're seeing it diminish. So we're getting divergence between the price and the volume here. So for a trend to be a trend, it needs to be increasing volume. So we're not seeing increasing volume in this move. So it's basically going up on hot air. The first really sort of resistance level will be the 18,000 here. Let's just stylize this a little bit here. That's a bit thick, a bit like myself. Yeah, I don't see it going very far. I see it, coming back and hitting this area here. At the 18, and then so it's basically a retest of supply, and this is the closest largest number, and that's where the battle will happen. When we look to the futures market, we're looking at the same thing as well. So with the futures market here, after the scammy Sam here, we're seeing still this push up on low volume. So we're looking at hope. So I don't see it going up that far. I see it moving up and a little bit further to the 18, and then moving down and checking out the anywhere from the 15 to the 13,000 in this area here before we seeing another bounce to the upside. Okay, so basically the volume's confirming the price action. It's all about the price and the volume to a point. Now the wave count for this, so I've still got my wave count doing this particular thing here, but I have altered it a little bit, and the reason for that is because I was looking at a little wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C here. But if this top here gets breached, we'll take a closer look at this in a moment. If this top here gets breached, which it looks like it will, then I'll end up moving past an ABC pattern here. So I'll have to look at this as a 5-wave structure coming up here. So, but I'm still going to look at wave 4 here. So we've got wave 3, 4 here, then 1 and 2, and 3 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then down for wave 5. So down into the 15 to 13, whatever it takes down at this point for that to terminate at this point. I can see that in the bigger picture here, the whole thing is basically drying up to a point. So I do feel that we've got some sort of low sort of happening here. Now, of course, our Kitty upon let me just find this here for us. Yeah, so this is Kitty Ponds. He's calling a low in here for this. So he's got wave 5 here with 1 and 2 here, and building up either for 1 and 2 here. So he's got it building in a impulse wave to the upside here. So we'll see how that plays out. But look, it's good to have good ideas, but also to have an understanding of where where one would be wrong. So I know that I was looking at this here as an A and a B and a C wave up here, and I know that we're going to be pushing up higher here now, so I know that I need to rearrange this. So it's good to have a positive count on this. So he's essentially got wave 5 sitting in here for this, but I'm not seeing the look. It could be true. We could be going up, and going up further. But I'm seeing that we're going up here on lower volume. So basically wave 1, 2, nice strong third wave here, and ABC here, counting this up as 5 waves for wave 4, and then moving down. So let's have a look at that on the intraday here. So let me just get this into perspective here. So we're looking, we can just get a better view than that, take up a bit of space, stretch ourselves out a bit. So yeah, we're looking at wave A here with an A, B, C, D, and E here. We've got that, the A, the B, C, D, E. It's not still working, is it? An A, B, C, D, E, possibly, but that really belongs to that there, doesn't it? Anyway, a bit of a quandary, that one. What I was thinking about, though, is wave B here to wave C. As a wave 4 here, the 38.2% retracement level comes in very close to the 18 here. And then we'd be looking up here as 1 and 2 and looking for this to be 3, 4, and 5 and terminating here and then moving down at that point. So I would be wrong. Once we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, I would be wrong if we got a nice support on the 18,000. So that's where I would be wrong at that point and would end up being long at that point there. I mean, obviously you can go long here. It's not a big deal. The stop would need to go under here for that. But that's where that is at this point. So looking at an A wave, a B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There is a case for calling this wave 3 in down here and having this as a better triangle pattern here as the A, B, C, D, and E here for this, and then coming down. That works as well. You can work that into this count here. So if you've got that, that's absolutely fine as well. It just means that if you're looking at this as wave 3 here, you'd still have wave 4 here. It means you would need to reconfigure this in a different way. You'd probably need to look at this as an A, B, C here for the A wave, and then an A, B, and C here, or something for the B wave, and then a C wave up here. But look, I can see that this is going up on lower volume. So my story is that this move up is a little bit weak, and the volume's confirming that. This is the target area here for wave 4. We know that the 18 is really the line in the sand, because not just here but further back over here we know that that's where the supply is, so we're retesting that supply area there. So, but I'm also happy to, I mean, I'd like Bitcoin to go up, I mean, I've got some of the stuff, so of course we want it to go up, but my plan was that if 20,000 ever became the support, well then I would be more bullish at that point, and that's pretty obvious. But I know that looking at this particular count, I can do it from moving past this 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Anything above that, then we can be more bullish at that point. And then Kitty Upon would be right, I would be wrong, and we can move on with our lives. So anyway, that's where we are at the moment. So yeah, nice to have a look at 2 counts for all of this. And, also important to know when we're right and when we're wrong. At what point would we be able to validate these things? And this is the point that I would be able to validate this here at the 18,000 here. And, the other thing is to do is not to jump to conclusions too quickly, even though we may, we should, after 5 waves here, we should pull down. Well, then we also need to understand too that if Kitty Upon's going to be right, well, he's got it sort of got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, which is probably another nice way to count it as well. But if we took the outside scope on the situation, then we could look at this 61.8% down here, because even if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, then we would need to look at this as an 8. Well, we'll have support come through here at 17,000. I imagine 17,000 here. We'll get a bounce off that, and then we would come down to 16.5 and test it at that point. So even though it's going to turn here, it doesn't mean that I'm right at that point either. Do you know what I mean? So even though Kitty Upon, I think it's got as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, we'd also need to take on board looking at all of this here as wave 1 here and wave 2 moving back at this point as well. I mean, quite often I do see wave 1 move up on lower volume as well. So kind of, it's not like we're at the end of the trend, looking at lower volume, we're right at the beginning. So it's kind of acceptable to a point, but it is pretty extreme when we look at that that volume here, not so much in the futures market, but certainly in the spot market. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this particular point, So let's just see how this plays out. Alrighty, that's my two bobs worth for today. So thanks for tuning in. Cheers.